How's everybody doing? Sorry, it was a little bit late rushing around. Got Dorothy in here. Dorothy first. Ugh. Me and Lauren were watching Godzilla -1. I'd seen it in theaters last year. Actually, it came out last year around this time, I think. Anyways, if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. It's on Netflix. That's what we watched it on tonight. But tonight I'm gonna play more Binding of Isaac. My last daily run went so bad. I died immediately, so I gotta redeem myself on that. And then maybe we'll do some challenge runs and stuff like that. Also today and last night I got in the is it good? Yeah, I recommend it. I was about to give like a rating. Hey, what's up, Cat Blue? But no, it's really good. It's very different from the other Godzilla movies. I'd say it's more character driven and less Godzilla driven. But yeah, on Netflix. I don't know if it's I don't think it's dubbed. I think the only way, if you don't like subbed, then that might stink for you. But yeah, it's really good. I last night I got in the oh, what's the genre called? It's a subgenre of a platformer. Actually, it doesn't have to be a platformer, but the collectathon game. So I played a little bit of Mario 64, and then I started playing Banjo-Kazooie. Those are some of my favorite collectathon games or platformers in general. Banjo's like Banjo and Donkey Kong 64, like when I think of the word collectathon. But I still think, to me, I think my favorite platformer ever might be Mario Odyssey. Of course, Mario games don't miss very often at all. But when Mario Odyssey came out, that first year that the Switch came out, when they had Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, then the Mario Kart 8 port, Splatoon 2, ARMS, they came out firing on all cylinders. But yeah, so I was playing Banjo and Mario 64. Here's a true story. I know you guys know I'm a huge Nintendo fan. That's where Brit 64, the 64 part, comes from. The fond memories I had playing with my brother and my friends and stuff with the Nintendo 64. We played. That was like, came out at the end of elementary for me, and then the middle school time, and so we were just playing a lot of Super Smash Brothers. It was like the co-op system because it had 4 first console. Well, I can't say that for sure. Actually, there were adapters and stuff, but the first like mainstream console that had 4 controller ports in it. So me, my brother Rob, and his brother Cody, during the summers we'd play so much like GoldenEye, Smash Brothers, Pokemon Stadium, and then there were single player games that we liked to play. And yeah, so I played, of course, a lot of Mario 64, but this is something weird. As much as I've played Mario 64, I've never beaten it. So off stream, I think that's gonna be something I do here soon. I think I've beaten like every mainline Mario. I won't say most of the mainline Marios, but not Mario 64. It'd be nice if JD wouldn't let me on his dang island in Animal Crossing, or what game? Oh, what's up, Jason? Says I've never beaten it either. I don't know why I haven't. Like, I remember before even getting the Nintendo 64, the first game I ever saw, and this is probably the case for a lot of kids in that era, was Mario 64. The first Nintendo 64 game. It was at like a Sears. They had it on like a standee, and the game, it was on the part where you could just grab its face and move it around, and I was just like, oh my god, this technology is incredible. And then I remember my friend in like I think I was in 5th grade when it came out, 4th or 5th grade when the Nintendo 64 came out, maybe the 4th grade. The name was Kyle D'Amelio. He rented a Nintendo 64 from like a Blockbuster or some local thing, like right when it came out, and he brought over the Nintendo 64 and Wave Race and Mario 64, and man, that game was so cool. It's funny because as a kid, I never thought of, we would never bring consoles over to other people's houses because it just seemed, consoles were so expensive. But that kid was just like, yeah, I'll bring it over. And so that was my first time getting to play the Nintendo 64. I played a lot of the DS version too, but I don't think I beat it on that either. Yeah, that was one of the first games I got on the DS. Matter of fact, I think that was the first game I got on the DS. Yeah, they ported Mario 64 to the DS, and it had like some local multiplayer to it, some neat little additions. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I could have possibly got on the DS, but I think that was it. It of course came with a Metroid Prime Hunters demo, and that was super cool. Metroid Prime on the GameCube was like one of the standout games for it, and visually it was incredible. And so one of the first things they were demoing and showing off was Metroid Prime Hunters, and it's in full 3D and stuff. Of course, it's not graphically as powerful as a GameCube game, but when it's on that tiny screen, it looks close. It looks close. And yeah, that demo came with the DS, and it was a multiplayer demo, and yeah, it was pretty neat. WarioWare on the DS is awesome. What's up, Alan? I think my friend Daniel, we got the DS around the same time. I think it was around this time of year. Let's see, when did the DS launch? But I remember him getting... I've talked about this game a couple of times, and you guys always have to remind me of the name. It's got like a colorful title, and it's like a white outline of like a woman, and it's a WarioWare-like game. I feel like it's called XY. I don't know what it's called. I'll look at the DS titles. Let's see. It came out in 2004. Okay. What part of 2004? Let's see. Nintendo DS launch. Oh, Feel the Touch. Yeah. North America. November 21st. Yeah, so it was around this time of year. Let's see the launch titles on this bad boy. Multiple games were released alongside the DS during its North America launch on November 21st, 2004. At launch, there was a pack-in demo, in addition to built-in PictoChat program. I've heard from a lot of people that this was popular on like the school bus and stuff like that. People would send messages and all sorts of weird stuff, kind of like people airdropping things nowadays. But yeah, the pack-in was Metroid Prime Hunters First Hunt. It was a demo. Let's see. It doesn't say what game. Let me see. Now I'm interested. What were the launch games? I'm almost positive Mario 64. What were the launch games for the Nintendo DS? Okay. Here we go. Every US launch title in the US. So there was Asphalt, Urban GT. Didn't play that one. Madden 2005. I think that might have been one of the games I got for Christmas. I'll look over there in a second. Feel the Magic XYXX. That's the game Daniel had. Metroid Prime Hunter First Hunt. That was the demo. Spider-Man 2. Never played that on the DS. And then Superman 64. And then last but not least, Herbs The Sims. Yeah, see, that's kind of like I was saying earlier, Alan. How Alan says I didn't take my shit to school, too expensive to lose their break. I was talking about my first experience with the Nintendo 64 was someone bringing their N64 to our house, and I was like, we would have never did that, bring a console to someone else's house. But Now we did bring the first thing I remember bringing outside, you know, like to, you know, other people's houses and stuff. You know, of course, Pokemon with the Game Boy. But the first time I remember taking something to school was the Game Boy Advance. And in high school, everybody, it just became a thing. At first, I think it was probably my friend Daniel and Bray and then other friend Ryan Fan that kind of started it. And everybody started bringing their Game Boy Advance and link cables because during classes after we'd finish up and it was, you know, getting ready before the next class or you'd have dead periods and stuff, everybody would link up and we'd race to Mario Kart Advance. So lots of fond memories of Mario Kart Advance. It was a fun version of the game. Jason said, my friends and I in marching band used to picto chat on the bus. I wish I'd picto chatted more. I don't think I used it all that much. I got Mario 64 and Wario when I got my DS. Yeah, that WarioWare came out, what, a couple years after it. Imagine lugging around a 360 to do a LAN party. Dude, so I've shown these pictures off a lot. I have pictures that I saved. I'll show you guys right now. Give me a second. So really fond memories of the original Xbox because I never did LAN part. I was never much of like a PC person. Now I did do some PC gaming, but there was no LAN scene around us where people would bring, you know, PCs to places to play each other in PC games. It just wasn't a thing in my high school or stuff that really got talked about too much. But Halo on the Xbox was huge, and we would do LAN parties. Like everybody, we had certain houses. We did them a lot at my house, and then Cameron. Some of y'all might remember Cameron. He would come, or well, we did I think a couple of theirs, and then Ryan Hoover. These are people that have played in TSG and stuff, so y'all might remember them. But we would go to Hoover's barn and do lots of LAN stuff there. I'm trying to see if I can find pictures of this LAN party that we did in high school. It was kind of I think it might have been for Chase's birthday party, or this was in like 2004 or 2003. Let's see. What's up, Miles the Wolfman? Walnut60 says, man, I remember my brother and I got grounded and got told we can't play our N64, so our neighbor friends brought over theirs to play some Smash Bros. Because we were playing theirs and not ours. My dad was pissed. Yeah, I have lots of funny stories too of like little things that, you know, workarounds to groundings and stuff like that. But that's funny, Walnut. Let me see. I want to find these. My computer that I had in high school, one of those few smart things I remember to do is back up old photos. Oh, here we go. Alright, so I think I found them. Or at least I found some of them. Sure, these are the right ones. There's more. Here we go. So yeah, these were when we were young. Can I just drag them into here? Yeah, there we go. You guys might remember some of this. So we had like our bedrooms. This is this was my old room, and we just set up TVs, old CRT. Well, they're not old at the time, but CRT TVs, and let me just throw them somewhere. Here's young Tyler and one of my other friends, Philip. This was in the living room. This was in Chase's room. We'd split it up to like, was Chase in any one of these photos? We split it up in the living room, my room. What did I say? My room, Chase's room, the living room, and the garage. So we'd have 4 Xboxes and 4 different parts of the room. I'm trying to see if we have a better shot of like us playing these Halo and stuff. This is also in the living room. Where's Chase? I know Chase is in one of these photos. Maybe not. But anyways, let me try to delete all these. Delete. Remove. That should work. Chase had that bed until like 6 years ago. Yeah, that was the same bed. I don't know where the photos of Chase are. I mean, he was there. There were probably like 20 people, over 20 people packed in the house. Let's see. I think I might still have the banner that we posted in high school. Like we printed out to try to get people to come to the LAN party, and it's got, I think, oh yeah, here it is. This is how long Chase has had this username. This was printed in, let's see, I guess it was the second one. Yeah, some of these names are probably not, this was in like 2004. So there we go. Here I am. Ridiculous. Where's Sugar Daddy? I don't know who some of these people are. AIDS. Let's see. Dunk or Slam. There's Chase. This was in 2004. So this was about 2004 or maybe 2003. This is 20 years ago. So Chase still had that username. The classic therapist. Of course, that's what it is. I'm really fat. That was Oscar's username. Which one is Brandon? Good question. Brandon would have been... Would he have been a... He's one... Oh, Brandon is Pooninator. He would have been an underclassman. Oscar? Metroid Oscar? Yep. No, actually... Yeah. Oscar, because I couldn't remember if Oscar is I'm really fat or the Mexican, but no, that was another one of our friends. Schweeks was Cameron. Jabone Pones was Eric. Tyler is Uncle Grandfather. I have no idea who. Some of this font was a choice, man. I can't read half these names. But yeah, Uncle Grandfather was Tyler. I don't know who Ash Ketchum was. D-Line was my friend Dustin. I don't know who Ray's was, or Sugar Daddy. B-Ray was Bray. I don't know. I think AIDS was our friend Aaron. O-Striker was Rob. And then Mick was Mick. Spartacus was our friend Philip. And then Akuma, I cannot remember either. These names are absolutely peak 2004, yeah. It had to have been 2004, I'm pretty sure, because Chase would have been a freshman. So, yeah. So funny times. I think I've shown this several times before, but Ghost with the 0. Yeah. March 12th. So maybe it must have been my birthday party then, not Chase's birthday, because yeah. Trying to see if there were any other photos from that LAN party. I have, so this is just a folder. It's from my computer, like I said, from like 2003, 4, somewhere around there. And I just have all sorts of random crap. The Halo Party Extravaganza Bash is another one of them. Yeah, 3 for an E is pretty peak, honestly, especially because it took me about 5 years to realize that you don't spell ridiculous with an E. I was a big fan of Dirk from the Dallas Mavericks, so that was the play on the username. Let's see if I find any other photos that you guys would find interesting from back then. A lot of just cringe high school stuff. Like prom photos and stuff like that. I know there was more. I thought I could find photos of Chase that you guys might want to see, but okay, here we go. Nope. Yeah, here was my background. I found my background from like 2003. My 4x3 monitor. It's just labeled background. Dude, I'll be doing the daily again for sure. For Isaac in this run, my last one did not go over well. I have all sorts of old backgrounds for from my computer back then. Here's me one Halloween. My friend Emily's house, playing a doctor. I don't think I can, I should have prepped this before.